Hey guys, this is the story of the world's fastest elevator. Recently, I took a trip to Taipei, and it is hard not to notice the giant Taipei 101 tower. Now, standing at a massive 1,671 feet tall, at one time this was the world's tallest building. Created by the architectural firm C.Y. Lee and Partners, when 101 opened in March of 2004, it took the crown of the world's tallest building away from the previous record holder, the Petronas Towers in Malaysia. And because the marketing tagline, "World's tallest building," is a great way to get people to give you lots of money to build your super cool new building, the 101 has been passed in the recent years by several other tall skyscrapers, although of course the biggest of them is going to be the Burj Khalifa, which stands an impressive over 1,000 feet taller than even the 101. But you didn't click on this video because you want to know about the world's tallest buildings. This is all about why this is the world's fastest elevator. So when you visit the 101, they're not shy at all about bragging about the elevator. Not only do they have an entire exhibit about it where they have a scale model, but they have the Guinness World Record certifying this as the tallest elevator all over the place. Developed by Toshiba, the main two 101 elevators will travel at an astounding 1,010 meters per minute or 37.6 miles per hour. For context, the current tallest building in North America, One World Trade Center located in New York City, it has glacially slow elevators at a mere 23 miles per hour. Or to really wrap your head around it, the Disney Tower of Terror ride located at Disneyland, although it's actually now called Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's basically the same ride, that only is going to move slightly faster than the 101 elevator. And that's a proper thrill ride where you're running up and down and up and down, and it feels super fast. And yet, when you get into the 101 elevator, it doesn't really feel like anything different, even though you're moving at an incredible rate of speed. That is because there is some seriously clever engineering to make it happen. To achieve this, the elevator shuttles are designed with aerodynamic efficiency in mind from top to bottom. Quite literally, in fact. There are spoilers on both the top and the bottom of the elevators to remove as much of the drag as possible. Even simple things like the counterweights that of course every elevator is going to need, they're also designed to be as slippery and smooth as possible. Not only does this allow for greater speeds, but you're also going to be getting a much smoother experience inside the actual elevator itself. I mean, imagine if you're moving at 37 miles per hour, the last thing you want is for an elevator to be shaky or bumpy or fly straight out of the top of the building or something. Can you do that? Has an elevator actually flown out of the top of the building? Is that possible? In addition, the elevator shuttles also have acoustic paneling. As you imagine, with all that wind rushing, it would be fairly loud. But when you're actually in the elevators themselves, they're pretty quiet. It is so easy to forget that you are in the world's fastest elevator. With an estimated cost of $2 to $3 million per elevator, something like this definitely does not come cheap. But what's really cool about it is that it just feels normal. You get inside the elevator, and if you ignore the screen showing you how fast you're going, it would be so simple to forget that you're actually in the world's fastest elevator. And a lot of that is a testament to the rest of the engineering that went into building the 101. Between the 92nd and 87th floor hangs a 728-ton, 18-foot wide pendulum known as the tuned mass damper. Now this is the secret to why the 101, even though it's in one of the worst possible areas you could build a skyscraper like this, is still known as one of the most secure and stable buildings in the world. What a mass damper does is that as the building sways one direction, the damper will move in the opposite. So it's just like a counterweight or a pendulum and anything else, although on a much, much larger scale. Imagine that some giant typhoon force wind hits the side of the building. Well, the damper can move up to 5 feet in the opposite direction to sort of balance out the force. Now this has been put to the test. Not only have there been several earthquakes in Taipei since the 101 was constructed, but in 2015 a typhoon hit which was able to make the mass damper move up to 3.3 feet in either direction. Yet because it is rated up to 5 feet and a lot more pressure, there was no damage whatsoever. The damper itself is constructed out of 41 massive steel plates that are stacked into a sphere and suspended on steel cables. Now what's really cool about this is that while several other tall buildings around the world do have similar setups, not only is this going to be the biggest, but it's even a tourist attraction. All of this makes the 101 not only an incredible piece of engineering, but also enables the world's fastest elevators to actually function. Except that, well, that's actually a lie, because if you look at the fine print, it is no longer the fastest in the world. In 2016, Mitsubishi developed an elevator for the Shanghai Tower, which can travel 119 floors in a mere 53 seconds, or a full 15 miles an hour faster than the previous record holder, the 101. Progress is not going to stop here either. So several companies are working on even faster elevators right now, some even leveraging some technology that's kind of similar to what you're going to find in bullet trains. Hyundai, for example, is reportedly working on an elevator that can go above 50 miles per hour. So the next time you get in an elevator, maybe think twice about the level of engineering and technology that goes into making something so simple go so fast. Or you could just go to Disneyland.